Hey everyone, we're talking about strong community today. This has to do with our personal strong foundation, our self-care, self-love for ourselves. We are a triune being that consists of a body, soul, and spirit. How we can take what we have been given and develop a strong personal foundation that can withstand a lot of things that life throws at us. So let's begin with strong community. These are thoughts, ideas, and suggestions. Every video is just thoughts, ideas, and suggestions that I wrote down for myself, that I implemented and have used and still am using in my life to today. And they've worked for me, so I want to share them with you, and hopefully you can get something out of them, glean something from them that may work for you, or you may not have any issues with this, but you may know someone that does. So let's start. Nothing worth doing is worth doing alone. Given that, it helps to have strong personal and professional community. People you can share your love, your life, your dreams, and concerns with at a level of intimacy that was once reserved for family. So when people have strong community, when they have that, what does that look like? Okay, number one, you're well-rounded and well-connected. You have a reserve in case of trouble. We've talked about reserve as far as money, love, other personal things, whatever you need to have as far as reserve is concerned, and to your own specific and personal life, you have extra of it. Okay, a strong community expands your personal and professional horizons. Sometimes it's not so much. You probably heard the cliche. It's not what you know; it's who you know. Okay. People that have a strong community, they move in new, more rewarding directions. You're not having spent a lot of time tolerating a stuff that doesn't work for you. And you know what? You know what doesn't work for you. And it doesn't take you really long to figure that out. Okay? So you find out what works for you and you go forward with that, whatever that looks like in your life. So what happens if one doesn't have a community? Okay, well, one, you rely excessively on family members to meet your needs. And that gets old after a while. And the other note that I have down here is you miss out on opportunities for personal or professional growth. You really do. It really does stump. It stumps your growth. Okay, so let's talk about developing a community and what that would look like. Let's begin with this first one, and it says, do you have a best friend? Do you have a soulmate? Do you have at least 5 to 10 social friends whom you enjoy? Do you have a successful professional network of at least, say, 20 to 25 people? Do you contribute daily in some way to the people that's in your community? Are you loved by people in your community? Are you liked by people in your community? Are your friends happy and healthy where they don't need me? Okay. Have you checked in on them? Do you feel good enough about yourself to be part of a community? Some people are not there. Some people can't get to that one. They haven't gotten to that one yet, much less having a best friend and a soulmate and friends who enjoy them. Do you actively seek out people whose company you enjoy? Can you say and do to people who want to be a part of your community, but with whom you don't feel comfortable with. How do you handle that? How do you get people that want to be a part of your community, but you don't feel comfortable with them? How can you get comfortable with that person? If possible, as far as it depends upon you. Now, on this one, they may have to do some explaining and boundaries and changing, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. So have the conversation in regards to a person that wants to be a part of your community, but you don't feel comfortable with them. If you can, you got to pick your words right. You got to pick the timing has to be right. And what may be right for you may not be right for them. So you can ask questions that have to do with exploring and discovering where they're at any particular time. A lot of times it just has to do with environment. It may be something that you talk to someone, maybe in a restaurant. Take them out to eat. Gym, on a golf course. So sometimes it's environment on how you do things. Like I've said before, there's a right way and a wrong way to do anything. And that has to do not only with family and relationships and friendships, but with your community. So these are things, and you know what? And they keep evolving. As you evolve, they will evolve. The way you handled this 5 years ago is not the way you handle it today. The way you may handle this 5 years from now won't be the way you handled it today. So, as you growing and going and learning and developing your own personal foundation, as you're developing your self-care, your self-love, what that looks like to you, your community will evolve, and that will look different. So, anyways, hope you learned something. Give me a comment if you like this. If there's something this is by all means not everything as far as developing a community is concerned. But these are things that I have in place for myself, and so hope you was able to glean something from it or know someone that can. Go ahead and make it a great day. Glad you found me. I'm glad I found you. I'll see you again next week.